creators of Relevant Magazine. This is the Relevant Podcast.
It's a week of Friday, February 16th, 2018, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and here with me in our Orlando studios, Eddie, birthday boy Koffels.
Yes, 38, rocking it. It's a big deal.
Over there on the ones and twos, our illustrious producer, my brother, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
On the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
And joining us today from Austin, Texas, the new girl, author, speaker, podcaster, Annie F. Downs.
Good morning, gents. Good to see you.
As part of our weekly, just now we have to do
Where
this.
in the world is Annie F. Downs?
Where are you?
Yeah, so I'm at Westover Church of Christ in the bridal get ready room in Austin, Texas.
Happy
Annie,
Valentine's
do you
Day.
have some
Happy
news to tell
Valentine's
us?
Day, everybody.
Do you have some plans this afternoon?
I am alone in the bridal room.
It's
It
just
is
where they set me
Valentine's
up. I'll take the blessing.
I mean,
Yeah.
by the time people listen to this, Valentine's has happened, but
Right.
you know, a little behind the scenes.
Yeah, shocker.
This is the day before Valentine's Day.
We
Yeah.
record Tuesday at 10 a.m., Jesse.
That's right.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
10:30.
Hey,
As
big news for the week.
Hey.
Eddie's birthday.
my birthday.
Yeah.
We have a party going on in the studio today. This is the theater of the mind. Let me paint a picture.
Yeah.
There's tinsel all over the table,
Ooh,
the
put
studio
in some
table.
of that. Put in like Radiolab music underneath this, just like really like
There's
artsy.
a large helium balloon that says "Happy Birthday" right next to Eddie.
Even Lucy are going
There-
to love that in
There
about an hour.
are 12 chocolate and vanilla cupcakes.
Well, it's important to note that they're Publix cupcakes because that's what makes them excellent.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
that's
right.
the business.
These are going to be very good cupcakes.
And we have a very special birthday cake that was sent to Eddie. No lie, this is not paid for by ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter sent Eddie a birthday cake
This birthday is
Just
brought
with
to you
their
by
logo on it
Yeah.
that says, "Wishing you a happy birthday, Eddie."
With candles on it, like
Yeah.
a ready-to-go birthday cake from ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter, what is it? I forget their
Hire
tag.
beautifully.
Hire
No, I don't think that's their
beautifully.
tagline.
Yeah.
but thanks to them for the free birthday cake.
Yeah, and
that's awesome.
funny story. There is rumor around the because I haven't cut it yet because I wanted
Right.
to have like the presentation, but people around the office are pretty stoked about the ZipRecruiter cake because apparently they have quite a reputation for having amazing cakes.
Well, they
Really?
sent a ZipRecruiter cake last year to another staffer
Yeah.
on their birthday, and it was all the rage.
Yeah.
So
Well, I would like to thank the one person that found their job on ZipRecruiter, working for ZipRecruiter, sending out cakes to podcasters.
That's right.
Listening to every podcast. No, that was very sweet of you, ZipRecruiter.
the other big news in the room. I don't know if Jesse, you can see with the studio camera.
Chandler got a tattoo.
Oh, that's true. Chandler
No,
did get
that
a
is
tattoo.
not the big news.
That is not the big news. Sitting directly across from me, Theater of the Mind, is a huge cast
I broke my
on
hand.
Eddie's hand.
I did. I broke my hand
On your birthday?
It wasn't. So what I did is it happened on February 11th, the day before my birthday, my
Right.
grandmother's birthday.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Grams.
She has been dead for years.
Okay.
Still her birthday. Still her birthday.
I did the little like finger kiss to the sky
You
when
know
I
what's-
did
Oh my
that.
gosh.
You know what's funny though? Yeah, Annie's way more sensitive about her dead grandparents. And apparently I am.
Okay, listen.
Here we go. We're talking about actual people's family here, Eddie. Just to let you know.
That's my favorite reaction when Jesse makes us tap out of a conversation.
One time in sixth grade, I was a new kid at a Christian school, and like to start the day, they would do prayer requests.
I love this.
And my grandfather, I'd missed a few days from school. My grandfather had a stroke, and we had to visit him in the hospital. And so the next day back, I'm brand new. I know like 3 people in this class.
You
Prayer
gotta make a
request,
splash.
I raised
homie.
my hand.
Yeah.
Need prayer. My grandpa died.
Yeah.
And everybody's so sad for me and hugging me and stuff like that. He didn't die.
Yeah.
And I just
You just lied?
I don't know why I did that. He lived for another 7 years.
So really, everybody's like, "Hey, who dropped you off at school? Who's that old guy that dropped you off?" You're like, "It's a family,
Family friend. I don't know.
But like he said, he was your grandpa.
No, family friend. Yeah.
No.
I don't know why. I said my grandpa died. I don't know. I have this
You
sixth sense
could
of
have
humor.
just said grandpa died and be telling the truth because somewhere
Someone's.
there's a good
Somewhere.
bet that a grandpa
That's right. And a
just
finger
died.
kiss to the sky. Happy birthday, Gramps.
Yeah.
So
Miss you.
I didn't say my grandpa. I said grandpa. Yeah.
So here's what happened. In a, so it's called a boxer's fracture. So if you trace the bone down from your pinky, That's just all broken. And then the knuckle on my pinky finger, which is the smallest, gentlest finger, apparently, the knuckle is dislocated. So
it's your T finger.
I was having a personal, alone, frustrated moment, and I was a little bit frustrated with myself.
Sitting on the
Punch
floor.
some guy in the face.
No, I wish it was dramatic. Like I put my hand through a wall and hit the stud, but I was just sitting there quietly in my home. And I just kind of punched the ground. I was just sitting there and I was, dang it. And I just punched the ground from about 4 or 5 inches. And we've like all done this in our life, except I shattered
No, sir, I have not. I have never punched the ground and broken my hand.
Well, I mean, I think we've all punched the ground, but either way, I broke the hand. So the good news is I've got a temporary cast on for a week and then a permanent cast on for 2 months.
2 months with his writing hand. He's
yes,
right-handed.
and it's my right hand. It's my guitar playing hand. So this is going to kill my career. I don't even know how I'm going to do open mics anymore.
These hands are how I make my living playing Dave Matthews covers.
Yeah. So
Eddie, you are the tenderest person. You're an Enneagram 4, and you punched the ground with such force that you broke your own hand.
yeah,
Shattered it.
I burned pretty deep.
He
and
didn't
quiet.
it wasn't a nick. He shattered it. It was
Yeah.
multiple breaks.
I get very frustrated, like not externally. Like if any of us got in a thing, I would be like, okay, cool. And then I would walk away and then apparently shatter my hand. So it was just a personal moment of like, I was just frustrated about something and it wasn't like a big thing. It was just a little thing and it wasn't a thing, but I just was like, I should have gotten up and gone for
Eddie
a walk.
was telling this story in the kitchen just now, and a friend walked by, and and I said, if I ever get frustrated here at the office, I just want you to remember that the nicest man in the world shattered his hand with rage.
Well, I don't know about nicest, but
Chandler, he's not nice to you.
Chandler, some people deserve it. You are not a good person. That's
enough.
not true. I love you, Chandler, so much. I
was like, Eddie's fracture makes us all look better, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, and to be clear, it's a clean break. It's if you look at the X-ray, it's got like a little jokey,
You have
wiggly
6
line
fingers now,
through it.
basically.
Yeah.
Eddie, here's the thing. Like, it's an embarrassing injury, and what you could easily lie about this, and no one would know of making it something much cooler. You know?
100%.
Even something that's embarrassing but just sounds cooler, like you were trying to karate chop through something, or I feel like you don't have to tell people you were punching the floor out of frustration.
Well, here's the deal. I told him, you've got 2 months of everybody asking you, what'd you do?
Yeah. So here's the rule I'm going to do. When I'm around people that I know that are my actual friends, like you guys, that I'm going to tell you what happened. But if I am stopping right for a cup of coffee, they're like, ooh, rough. Are you right-handed? How'd you hurt your hand? I'm going to make up something super fun. And I'm just going to use
I already
this
know this week's question of the week.
How did Eddie break his hand?
Help Eddie come up with stories on how he broke his hand.
Just
100%.
I just need pages of lies.
Yeah.
Just a real quick break. So
Eddie,
it's called
what
a
was
box.
it like when you realized, like, oh my gosh, I broke that? Like, did you have a moment where you're like, oh, we're gonna have to go to the hospital?
So I got instantly nauseous, and I was like, I must not have breakfast yet. So I got instantly nauseous, and I looked at my hand, and it was shaking. And then I touched my finger. I was like, what is this? And I tried to just bend
It's
my
a 6th finger.
I just tried to bend my hand, and I was like, I'm gonna pass out. So I just stopped. And then I was like, at that point, like Eve and Lucy then got up because this was like early. It's before anyone got up. So they got up and Bree got up and everybody's like, hey, how you doing? And I was like, I tried to be cool about it, but I was like, hey, good. I think I did break my hand. And Brian was, and people are still getting sleep out of their eye. And they're like, Dad, you broke your hand? I did. I'm going to give it the day, see if it's just a sprain, and then I'll go tomorrow when the doctor opens. So
what did you do all day? Like, how did you wrap it up, or
I didn't because
I didn't use your hand?
I just did not use my hand, and I just refused to believe.
Are they going to do the surgery on it?
No surgery, which is
Okay, because I had a clean break on my left pinky finger, and the surgery was the option if I wanted it straight, and I opted to not.
Yeah.
And so I have a jog in the pinky.
Yeah.
And what's your reasoning? What were you punching?
I was playing basketball by myself.
Yes.
And I was
Me too.
my old garage hoop, back when I was in high school.
That's what happened to me.
And I would throw the ball up on the garage roof,
Right.
and it would roll down really fast, and I would catch it like a pass and then shoot it, right? And the ball was coming pretty fast, held the hand up to catch it, and it caught the pinky, and it snapped it and clean like a 7. Like it just like straight. Oh, I think I broke that.
Yeah.
Went to the doctor and they're like, well, it's just a pinky. So they put in a splint. They're like, we can make it straight, but you'd have surgery. I'm like, it's just a pinky.
Yeah.
Well, I made the mistake of having surgery on a broken finger, and I had like a pin in there, the whole thing. The finger doesn't even, it's not even close to working right now. Like, I'm pretty sure.
You can't go through a metal detector. Yeah.
Every time the humidity drops, you get like a little hitch in your step.
He catches AM radio from China. It's really bizarre.
Yeah, Jesse, what did you punch?
Eddie, yeah, you know how I broke my finger.
Annie?
I poked something very frustratedly. I was just, when I get frustrated, I don't punch. I just go, this, and I just poke something. Really. And I'll say this, I break fingers all the time doing it. It's a very terrible, poking a wall very hard is not a good way to relieve frustration. I've learned that lesson more times than I'd like to admit. But
that is hilarious.
Eddie, that is
have you
just
had any
unbelievable.
incidents like this?
Or do you have
No.
self-control?
No, I've never broken a hand. I mean, I've broken my wrist because I was holding hands and spinning around with a friend and she let go and I broke my wrist.
Oh, wow.
Okay, was this last week or were you like a child?
I was a junior in high school.
Still.
Youth group stuff, you
You
guys.
spinning around with your best friend.
Youth group stuff, okay? Everybody just be
okay.
cool.
You were the girl
Here's
in
the
youth
thing,
group who
for
got
youth
injured
group-
during game night. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
100%, Cameron.
Were you into youth group? We haven't really gotten into this with you. You were like a church kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. You guys were.
well, that's the thing about youth group is that I think upon reflection, most of the activities that you did in youth group were actually appropriate for third graders, but they, for some reason, thought 17-year-olds would
100%.
like.
I mean, the game night stuff, though. Seriously, I mean, cramming on the marshmallows in your mouth,
Chubby bunny.
or doing that whole or doing that thing where you have to pass the apple with your neck and no hands.
Yes,
and that
I
yes.
never did that.
I mean, they do all that like regularly. It is a way to interact, I guess, but
Yeah.
it is inevitable that somebody's gonna get injured.
Is there any other place in culture where people play games like that for teenagers? No. For some reason, youth group is the only place that we pass apples with our necks. There's nowhere else.
And we
that
wonder why
happens.
it's hard to get the cool kids from school to come. Like they're doing cool stuff. I'm not condoning it, but they're like drinking at parties and driving sports cars, and we're trying to get them to come to our church to pass apples with their neck. It's no wonder. I've seen all the high school movies. I know what shenanigans they're getting into. They're out at the side of a cliff that overlooks the town with a Letterman jacket on, smoking cigarettes that they stole, and we want them to come, play Chubby Bunny. Get real. The cool kids aren't coming. They're just not coming.
Dude, that's a really accurate point.
Yeah.
Like when I think about it, I'm like, I just went every once in a while because it was like, well, I'm basically brainwashed into this culture and I live in a really boring city, so why wouldn't I show up to youth group? But like for an outsider, you're like, oh, this is what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
I always feel like that when I bring somebody to church, I just put on this different lens. Like we brought someone a couple weeks ago that just had never been, and when they like ask you to stand up and sing, like we don't even think about it, but I think like, what are they thinking that we're all like doing a group sing and then we're all being asked to stand up in the middle right before the chorus and do a group sing? Like I know it works, but it's a very weird thing to me. Also, you all have all checked out. Everybody's looking at their computer. What is happening?
I'm listening to you.
Sorry
I just
to
wasn't
bother you with a
interrupting.
podcast.
Not me. I was listening. I just didn't want to interrupt. I'm working really hard on interrupting less, but having a voice.
Right, but Jesse has a job on this show, and it's when I begin to say something that is uninteresting, he percolates and fixes it at the end. So what was supposed to happen was this. Anyhow, it must be really weird for people to come to church.
Yeah, Eddie, you're right. Like when I go see the
how it
kid,
works.
like hanging out behind the dumpsters, with a football under his arm and a cigarette behind his ear, that kid. And I say, hey, listen, I got something real cool, Jack. Why don't you come and sing songs with people?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Father Abraham. We do it ironically, but we're still doing Father Abraham.
But then we get
right.
serious, and you're going to need to raise your hands and stand in front of everybody while they judge you and wonder about why you brought cigarettes into a church. I'm just throwing that
Right.
out there, kid. But.
Hey, we have a great show in store for you today. I'm calling it the Eddie Koffelt's birthday edition episode.
Yes.
Coming up later, Social Club Misfits joins us. They have a new album coming out. They are doing that Songs That Changed My Life segment.
Oh, I love this
I love
segment.
their music. I love their album. I really want to know what songs influenced them. It's going to be good.
I am always amazed at how when we do this, people are so outside of their own genre. I would assume it would be like, but it's just like
usually.
Yeah,
I know,
Fern
I
is going to
love
be
it.
really into James Taylor. Deep cut.
Except for every once in a while, we'll get someone who names their own song as one of the
Matt
five
Carney.
Matt Carney.
That was so funny. Matt Carney's 5th song that changed his life was his own song.
Hey man,
Which
I
I
respect
get it.
that.
But he pitched
you
it
know?
as like it was a moment for him to.
Well, it,
Yes.
it literally like gave him a career because it took
Yeah,
off. And
I
I'm
get
like,
it.
we
It
might
literally
influence
did
you.
change his life, but
in
yeah.
fairness,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and also coming up after that, author Amena Brown joins us.
I love Amena.
There you go.
She is awesome.
It's a packed show.
She's
I saw her do
amazing.
spoken word at a justice conference one time, and it was like one of those moments where everybody's sort of shuffling, getting started, and she just started, and the whole room, like everybody just stopped, all eyes on her.
Yes,
She is magnetic.
she is
Every tear from her.
amazing.
There you go. Well, moving the show along, it's time for our weekly look back at what happened in culture and entertainment. It's time for
In case you missed it.
In case you missed it, worship leader and rapper Christian Grey provides the soundtrack for the new trailer of The Rock's Rampage movie. The recent trailer for the upcoming big budget adaptation of the video game franchise features Grey's 2016 song Stop Me. Along with serving as a worship pastor, Grey is the younger brother of fellow rapper Taylor Grey and has released music under Kirk Franklin's RCA imprint. Here is a clip of the trailer.
Your oversized monkey is old news.
Sound the alarm, it's time to cross the line.
Of course, the wolf flies.
Stop, stop. Oh, somebody stop me, stop me, stop me. Please, somebody stop me, stop me, stop me. Oh, somebody stop me.
Let's go save the world. That's a big arm. Don't fight it.
I mean, that's awesome. I always wonder how that stuff, how does that happen?
Yeah.
Like it's just somebody that's really
Well,
into
I mean,
music.
think about it. He's not the only notable Christian artist to be featured in a high-profile action trailer.
Oh, yeah.
We previously told you worship artist Gunger provided the score for a Justice League trailer last year.
I remember watching that trailer and was like,
And then Lauren Daigle was on a huge
Yeah,
trailer
she was on the
soundtrack.
Blade Runner.
The Blade Runner one.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's not just like Christian artists; these are like
Worship
overtly worship artists.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
I wonder how that works.
Well, because you want the soaring kind of cinematic Arcade Fire-esque build.
Yeah.
Worship
Yeah.
music
Yeah,
has
they're all
that.
about that,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's really neat.
Good for them.
Ryan
Good for
from
them.
Sleeping at Last does a lot of soundtracks too. Do y'all listen to his stuff? I love his stuff.
Yeah, oh, of course. Ryan
Yeah, he
O'Neal.
soundtracked the podcast, Mike Foster's podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
That was a
Fun Therapy, don't I know?
Fun
Yeah,
Therapy.
Fun Therapy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. He did.
Fun Therapy. I love that show. It is the show that I would, I like, can you imagine being a guest? Oh, you were a guest on
Yeah,
it, Annie.
yeah, I can imagine it. I
That was
can really
my
imagine
introduction
it.
to Annie. Yeah, I
Golly.
did the edit on that.
Every time
on
I
that
hear
episode.
somebody on that, I'm like, oh no, I could never.
Oh,
do
he
that.
went
Chandler.
there.
Oh, he's deep.
Yeah.
It's intense.
Just hanging out with Mike is like that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. It's not.
Intrigue. And this brings up
I've
the
just
next
never
one.
put those words together before, and that's what makes the show so intriguing. Because Mike is such a cool
I
guy.
love it.
Yeah.
But to me, in my mind, fun and therapy never go together. You know.
Jesse, that's the number one thing people have said to me since the show is like, why is it called Fun Therapy? That was not fun. I was like, that was not fun.
It's fun for us.
When I
Yeah, it's
and-
fun for the listener. Can I tell you why I kind of biased against therapy? Why I don't think therapy is fun? Because most of the therapy I've done has been physical therapy for horrifically broken fingers. After I, in a rage, poke things very hard, and to get these digits working again, I have to go through very painful therapy. That's almost. And I'll tell you this: at least other types of physical therapies, you're like jumping over stuff or
Yeah.
like doing little workouts. Finger therapy is very
Poking.
boring. It's not fun at all. So
In case you missed it, this week Jen Hatmaker
Yes.
discussed adoption and the importance of addressing racism on the Today Show. The speaker and author appeared in a special segment where she talked about what she's learned as the adoptive mother of 2 children from Ethiopia. The piece offers an intimate look at Hatmaker's own family story. They have 5 children total, as well as a personal look at race in America and how the experience of being part of a multiracial family has informed her perspective on the importance of standing against racial injustice. Here's a clip.
We now have learned that we are in charge of the narrative that our kids learn. And we cannot necessarily trust leaders to do the right thing or to say what's true, to do what's just, to call evil evil, to call racism racism. This is not the place to be neutral or silent. This is on us at this point to come in with clear leadership for the kids that we're raising, the kids that we're influencing, to be an advocate and ally for their peers of color. Hopefully, there are enough of us out here saying unacceptable. Unacceptable. By the time my kids are my age, I am hoping that they are living in a different society where racial equality is not a dream, it's not a hope, but it is a reality that they are living in securely and deeply and presently.
Man, Jen Hatmaker is really very brave about her whole life. Like she goes out there and really talks very personally. I mean, that whole video was like her kids were on camera talking about how, like, her son was talking about how, like, he had heard another kid say the N-word and they had to process that at home. And I'm like, man, her bravery is going to help a lot of people. I was very moved by that whole video. It was crazy.
And it's cool that her platform extends from kind of the church world into, more mainstream audiences, something like this on the Today Show, or I know she's, kind of been featured on like HGTV where, her platform is influencing a lot of people and challenging a lot of ideas, for a lot of different kind of audiences, which is really cool that she has that kind of appeal.
I wonder how long it took her to be that brave. I mean, I'm thinking like 100 days or so, probably.
Oh my gosh.
Annie, what are your thoughts?
She got a pre-release in October and just finished it.
And then now she's on the Today Show. 100 Days to Brave, Annie F. Downs, available now.
You're welcome, friends.
Yeah, and Jesse and I coming out with 99 Days to Brave.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't mean to undercut you, but what's even better?
Do you know the pastors at my church made that joke a few weeks ago? They put up a slide and it said 50 Days to Brave, and they said they could get you brave in half the time.
Oh, now I'm embarrassed that I made their joke.
Me and Eddie, all of our mental power combined could only shave one day off.
And mostly it was just because we made like contractions out of a bunch of the words and just kind of tightened it up.
Man, I'll tell you, can I say a thought about Jen Hatmaker?
Yeah.
She is a dear friend of mine. I love her. But all of our mutual friends, John Christ, said last week to me, even when you don't agree with someone, if they're brave enough to say something that costs them, you should listen. And I think that's true of Jen Hatmaker. There are a lot of people who don't necessarily agree with Jen Hatmaker. But man, if you are willing to say and stand up when it will cost you something, we should listen, even when we don't always agree, because she is incredibly brave. And I love her very much.
Yeah, she gets a lot of heat. I read an article a week or so ago, and the article was just trash. And it was just like talking about how she is. It was mostly because she came out as really strongly LGBTQ plus affirming. And like now she's leading an entire country of Christians to hell, essentially, was the crux of the article. And it was like, I get that you may not agree with her, but she is a pastor at a really respectable church that is caring for marginalized people of all. I mean, they will give away shoes. They take off their shoes literally on Easter and give all of the shoes away. Like they just do incredible things. I understand how she could be polarizing, but it is hard for me to accept how vitriolic people are towards her because she says things like she did in this Today Show story. Yeah. People will get mad.
And y'all know she was just on Larry King this week too.
He's still alive?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Where is his show broadcast? Just out of curiosity.
The internet.
I'm Larry King, coming to you from walking around.
Have you ever seen Larry King in street clothes? Like when he's not wearing the suspenders and the dress shirt?
No,
like
I don't
what
think
he dresses like off camera.
What is it?
Is it like Michael Jordan? Like
that is the perfect analogy, Cameron.
Have you ever seen the "What is Michael Jordan wearing" vlog?
It's unreal.
He wears like bootcut jeans all the time and terrible fashion.
Yeah, I saw a picture of Larry King head to toe in a very flamboyant like Ed Hardy get up. Like
wow.
Yeah, it's just. I think like he goes into the store. I think Larry King's strategy is he goes into the store like a Nordstrom's and he finds the most expensive outfit he can, thinking that will translate into the coolest outfit, and he just buys it and wears it. But he's Larry King, so who cares?
See, here's the thing though. you got to be brave to wear an Ed Hardy outfit. And when somebody's willing, even if you disagree with the outfit, if somebody's willing to be that brave to wear it, you need to listen.
Yes. Day 98 of mine, of Jesse's, our version, 99 days.
Ed Hardy.
Day 98 is you walk right into your local Ed Hardy store.
That's right.
Suit up.
Right.
Because day 99 is you going out on the town.
It's to tell.
And then the book ends.
And it's what you do is 3 back-to-back spray tans too.
Yeah.
Before,
Day 99 is you need to go to your 10-year high school reunion. Yeah. Full Ed Hardy. That's your 99th day.
So Jesse, your theory on spray tans is it's like coats of paint.
Yes.
Like the first layer might have the previous poking through. You got to cover that again with another coat.
Yeah, I mean the first 3. I usually I go an almost toxic level of spray tan. I mean, because I look at it like the first is like the Kills primer. I need.
What a specific joke.
I need a thick party base coat.
That's right. Right.
And then I mean honestly, I just tell the people at the spray tan place, just leave it on. Just let me stand in there for legally the longest amount of time you can let me. I've gone over 3 hours when they came in and found me passed out at the bottom.
There's just like alarms.
Hey, I will say this. I'm going to say this on Jesse. Jesse comes down here about once a month and he stays with me. He comes down for work and he'll stay with me. He's pretty much the only guest I have in my guest room.
Yeah.
I just moved out of my house. Yeah. It's been a week-long process of opening all the cabinets and all the closets, and you're finding stuff that like, how did this get in my house?
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm excited about this.
In the cabinet, I'm not lying, in the cabinet under the guest sink.
Right, of Jesse's room.
Full, like a once used bottle of spray tan mist aerosol can.
Be honest right now,
I'm not
Jesse.
kidding. I'm really not kidding. There really was. And I really thought, what guest of mine brought their own bottle of spray tan and then left it?
Yeah. Well,
Jesse?
I've tried to sneak it through the airport before, and it doesn't go. Usually, I just end up using my empties in the airport bathroom because I don't like to let it go to waste.
Because you get yours at Costco.
I have a whole method, Cameron. Usually, I don't know if you've cleaned the air filters in your old house in the guest room before, but you're going to want to do that. They're sufficiently clogged. I know that because my method is I unload about 6 cans in there, just create a thick fog, and then I just kind of waft my way through it and just let it.
So it's almost like a bug fumigation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you tint your bedroom when you spray tan.
Yeah, it's a whole process. I spend thousands of dollars a month on this.
I mean, Cameron, did you laugh so hard when you found it though?
Well, I mean, I really thought like, what girl I haven't had a female guest in my. Jesse stays there. Whose is this?
I have a question. What does so? This is a spray tan mist like can.
Yeah, it's like a Neutrogena spray tan aerosol can.
I mean, I don't recall, but again, I mean, who knows if it's before like a big Christmas party? I mean, I could have felt inspired to get bronzed up. I want to make a good impression.
Yeah, you're up there in Virginia. The sun's long gone by then. You're coming down to Florida though. We're still ripe and tanned.
I was at that Christmas party. It was weird. He kind of descended down the staircase, full Ed Hardy, and just
orange,
glowing. It was more of a. It wasn't as much of a color as it was sort of a aura, and it smelled really bad.
Yeah, really
Cameron,
bad.
if it's the Neutrogena stuff, I would just request that you hang on to that and send that to me when you send me my new toothbrush because that stuff's expensive.
Do you spray tan?
I mean, I'll keep. Yeah, I mean, there's
She's
opportunity.
on stage. I mean, stage makeup. Why wouldn't you kind of refresh the skin color?
And that stuff's expensive. So if it's just hanging out, if he's going to trash it, just put it in the box with my Quip toothbrush and send it on.
In case you missed it, we found out that Annie does spray tan. Now, tell me more about this.
Whoa.
Does everybody do spray tan?
Hey, I feel no shame for this. For starters,
I don't think you should. I just don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do it very often, but there are times I've come around that I'm a naturally pale person and I'm okay with that. But there are times when, like especially if I'm doing headshots or if I'm doing video recording, I mean, you just want a little glow. It just photographs better.
Jesse knows about the glow.
Jesse, you get it, buddy.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure in moderation it looks fine. You know what I mean? Like it looks good.
The problem is
all of a sudden Chandler's got something to say. He says nothing, and he says that.
Wait, hold on, Chandler. What's your take? I got to hear Chandler's take on spray tan. Say that one more time, please.
I said in moderation, like most things, it's probably fine. But the people who go too far with it is when it
like
gets a little
alcoholics
crazy.
or
Exactly.
spray tan addicts. Yeah.
Or
Applies to a lot of
presidents of the
areas.
United States. It's easy to get sucked into going overboard on spray tan.
All of a sudden, we got
You
Jesse
get addicted,
Hatmaker
you know
over
what I
here.
mean? You just can't get enough.
Yeah, that's brave of you to say, Jesse.
Very
I'm
brave.
I know it's going to cost me.
Day
all the-
37, day 37 in the books.
Yeah.
You said something about the president's tan in public. Well done. I'll never get
This show's
there.
gotten too political. You just made fun of a man's spray tan. How dare you?
Yeah. I haven't gotten there yet.
Hey, in case you missed it, this week, Rick and Kay Warren invited Beth Moore to discuss the Me Too movement at Saddleback.
Yes.
Beth has been a vocal advocate for the survivors of sexual abuse and discussed why it's so important for the church to discuss these issues instead of avoiding them or trying to cover them up. As she explained during the event, though she was abused as a child herself, other ministers advised her not to speak about it in ministry. Instead, she's used her platform to speak out against abuse and call it out in culture and the church. During the discussion, she explained that the power of Me Too is we too, gesturing to Kay Warren, also a victim of sexual abuse as a child, and who has also spoken out against it. Here's a clip from their message.
Ephesians 5, I'm going to read 11 and then 14. It says, take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather expose them. I think it's so important for the church to know it is God's desire that these kinds of things are exposed, that the church is not a shelter for abusers, but is a shelter for the abused, that it is a safe place for people to be protected. And verse 14 that says, I love this because this, you see the prescription of love and light here. But when anything is exposed by the light, it becomes visible. For anything that becomes visible is light. And I don't say this to condemn, but to inform that when we're uncomfortable with these kinds of things being spoken about in our presence in public platforms, and you're certainly not who I'm talking about because here you are and you knew this was what you were coming into. So I applaud this group with everything I have. But when we squirm about it, we realize that we are inadvertently part of what we'll call the silence culture, that we want this one to stay silent. Let's not talk about this. This is kind of gross. This makes me feel icky. I don't want to talk about it. But that's that silence culture that keeps it so such an infection in the body of Christ and keeps the church from being the safe place and the healthy place that it needs to be.
I wish they had nothing to be so brave about, but I am grateful that they are speaking out. And
I
giving
love the Warrens.
voice.
I
I do
I've
too.
known Rick and Kay for a decade,
Yeah.
and seen them with presidents and seen them behind the scenes, seen them on stage. They are the most authentic, real, humble leaders, and I'm thankful for their leadership and thankful for Beth Moore's leadership in this area. I mean, I love that a platform as big as Saddleback and as influential as Saddleback is taking this on.
Yeah, and they've done a lot. They've done great things for mental health and bringing awareness to that because of their own story. And they are, like Jen, really brave about using their story and what they are interacting with, and not just holding on to it, but using the platform to change
we've had
people's lives.
Beth on the show here in the last couple months.
so
and
good.
She is, she's a prophet, and I am just so grateful for her leadership in the church right now. It's an important time.
Especially because traditionally, and this is something they talk about during that whole sermon. I mean, that clip we played was incredible. The whole sermon's on the site if people want to watch it. But we have to counter the posture that the church has taken for a long time, especially as it comes to issues of sexual abuse, where it's just not talked about, or it's dealt with silently, or it's not dealt with at all. That this moment, this kind of Me Too moment that we're having in culture should also be an example to the church of like what Beth Moore says in that clip. It has to be exposed in order to be dealt with.
The way that I am shocked that they would share that the church didn't handle this well. I'm shocked not because I disagree.
You're saying the large church. You're not saying Saddleback. Just the
no. I'm saying the larger church, because I was a pastor at a church, and we, as a team of pastors, heard about these, and we never handled it in the nightmare scenario that gets described. It was a very public. We've had we've walked with people as they've like filed police reports, and this was never like a don't say anything. It's gonna.
So it's like shocking that some churches have done
That's what
that.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like shocking that this would ever be an option to ask people overtly or very subtly to keep things quiet. It's been really eye-opening for, who cares?
But my question is, and I genuinely don't know the answer, is are churches today are we going to be telling the same stories about churches today that the Beth Moores are telling about churches 30 years ago, right? Or because you're saying today that y'all handle it differently, and that's what I think is true too. Is it a generation ago of churches that were not handling this as well? Or is it still happening?
I think it's still happening. I think it's still pervasive more than we think. I think back, not about this, but about like, let's say racial injustice. Go back to 2007, 2006, and that era. I naively kind of said that this generation's different. We're almost like post-racism. White suburban kids grew up on hip hop, and it's not like it was. Right. And I naively, because I'm from my context, that was my observation, my thought. It obviously was not reality. We have learned we are not a post-racism society, and it's as prevalent today as ever. And it's, getting exposed. I think, honestly, it's the same situation just because we go to churches where we're are more, compassionate and progressive there's probably a lot of churches in America that still, this would be something to sweep it under the rug and protect the man of God and all that kind of stuff. And I think it's happening.
Yeah, I think part of the issue too, particularly within the church, is like, when these type of things happen, some of these churches unfortunately almost have like this financial incentive to try to keep it quiet because they don't want to risk what they view as losing their credibility or the livelihood of people in leadership. Obviously, that's the wrong attitude to take, but I think that's why we've seen it so much is that they're like, well, if we cover it up and try to handle it however we're going to handle it, but not let it get exposed, we're not going to risk losing everything that they've built, when in reality, that shouldn't be an option. It's like what, Beth Moore in that sermon talks about, listen, it's not a choice. Call the police. Like, this for criminal actions has to be treated like it's, get law enforcement involved. Like, it shouldn't be an option to try to find ways to hide it so to protect the quote unquote credibility of a church.
And lastly, in case you missed it, the Olympics are going on. And now for the Olympic update report, Eddie.
I'd like to tell you, first of all, that your excuses are unacceptable. It is
having no television.
Every 2 years, we come together as a nation. Oh. You need to stop this process.
Okay.
Find a Wi-Fi access point at a Starbucks or at your job and open up the NBC Olympics app.
All right.
Oh, gosh.
There's no pressure. We do not have to watch the Olympics.
You do have to watch. If you're an American and you care about America and justice and the world, I guess that's my Olympic update then. If you care about America, keep watching. There have been some incredible...
Any inspiring stories happen?
Yeah, well, there have been a couple. Well, first of all, there's been a lot of figure skating this first week, which is wildly boring.
Okay.
And then,
even you say that.
As if it can't get any worse, then somewhere around the 9:30, they stop jumping and they call it ice dancing. Now, this is when it gets fun because there's couples ice dancing, and every once in a while, one of the two will fall. And there was a great fall yesterday where they're ice dancing together. So it's the guy and the girl. He falls and just slides. And he's just like, boing, like off. And he's like bouncing off the wall.
Like bounced off the wall.
But then she continues on the routine because...
Did he catch up later?
That's the best part, is that he has to get up and run to her and then just immediately go into like a little dance. And so because it's like, now it's the samba section.
Since they have like figure skating, they have ice dancing. Why not have one that's like the equivalent of like a belly flop competition where you just have to like go and huck yourself in the air, spinning as fast as you can, and give no regard to how you're going to land. Like, don't even try to land. Again, that's something that I would watch. I think that's sound entertaining.
Hey, you're getting coffee. Hey, how'd you break your hand? You just deadpanned without explanation. Need to just say ice dancing and walk away.
Yeah,
that's one of the options. Yeah,
ice dancing.
Or you could just say training for the Olympics and walk away.
I will say the high point, though, both in terms of athletic performance and also just personality, is Chloe Kim. She's going to be the story of the Olympics. Chloe Kim, an American, 17 years old, I think, half pipe snowboarder, and she won gold earlier this week completely, clearly dominated the field. But then also what's so just killer about her is that
you say killer because it's like half pipe,
she's
snowboarding.
Yeah.
What's
That's
so
rad.
sick and raw about her.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll say this, man. Her double axle gainer grab
Was-
in
Yeah,
the
was great,
air
yeah.
was fat. It was
Fat.
the fattest trick I've ever seen.
Very fat.
PH.
She is also all of 17 years old. And so what's funny is that she's tweeting. She'll tweet like something very like innocent, like, I only ate half my breakfast sandwich this morning. I should have eaten the other half. I'm hungry. And people are looking at her tweet and then watching and seeing it live. And you're like, hey, you just tweeted that like 20 seconds before your Olympic run, because she's just a 17-year-old kid who's pretty chill about the whole thing and then
I
won.
love it.
So she's awesome. Chloe Kim. She's going to be the name from the Olympics.
Cool.
That's my Olympic update.
The other cool thing, did you guys see the synchronized drones in the opening ceremony?
I knew you were going to bring that up.
No.
The only non-Olympic thing about the Olympics.
It was the coolest thing in the Olympics so far. Like, you ever seen like a what do they call it when they have like a big like flock of birds flying in the sky and they make shapes and stuff? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, a big flock of birds flying in the sky.
No,
There you
that's-
go.
No. It's what's it called when there's a whole bunch of birds?
A gaggle.
Yeah, it's a gaggle. It's when there's a gaggle doing cool shapes. They did that with drones. So they had like 1,200 drones that had lights on them, and they
1,200?
synchronized them, and they made like a like snowboarder dude out of individual drones, and he's like doing jumps and stuff. Eddie, was that not the cool? You didn't think that was cool? I
It was
think
cool
it
when I
stole
saw
the
it at
show.
Disney
It was
2
better
years
than the
ago.
Olympics. Like
Yeah.
I would watch. I'd rather watch that every
burn.
night.
Burn in the Olympics.
It was awesome, but the same company that did it at Disney. So for Disney people, it's wrecked because I was like,
okay.
oh, I know exactly.
And
Well,
what
didn't
you're
they
set a
do
new
in the
world
Lady
record
Gaga
with the
Super Bowl
Olympics.
last year too? the
I'm sure
halftime?
they did.
Yeah.
But it was very
Did
cool.
they do it with 1,200 drones? So I'm going to be with Jesse on that. That is amazing.
No, they
Yeah,
broke a
it was
record.
sweet.
It was pretty nuts to see. I mean,
I'm also enjoying. I'll tell you, the only thing I have seen is Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir, and their silly outfits. I just adore them. It looks like Hunger Games has taken over ice skating.
they are also really, really fiery. And there's no way they're going to make it to the end of the Olympics without getting in trouble, because they are constantly just going like, yeah, that was terrible. That was absolutely as bad an ice skating. They have no tact, which is super fun to watch, but they're not going to get out of this unscathed. They are wild. I love them.
So back to the drone. I had an experience with the drone the other day. I was sitting on my back porch.
So
we're
did I.
moving in.
Yes.
Okay, I'm moving in. It's about 7, 8 o'clock at night. The movers are moving.
Yeah.
I go take a break on the back porch for a minute. I hear the whir of a drone above the house. You know, it's just kind of flying around.
Sentences my grandparents would never understand.
Okay,
I
so-
heard the whir of a drone.
So it's
in peace.
one of my neighbors has a drone, and all of a sudden it flies within my eyesight, which would be in front of me in the backyard, right?
Yeah.
And it's up there probably about 100 feet in the air, and then all of a sudden and I see the red and blue or red and green light on it,
yeah.
and it starts to come down, and it comes down to about 10 feet, and it's looking at me.
That's not true.
And then it was like a neighbor checking out like who's moving in, and he was like
Yes.
flying his drone around to watch.
Yeah.
And he comes down, and he sees me in the back porch, and he just I don't know who did it. I just had a drone
creepy.
watching
That
me
is
for about
so weird.
for about a
That's
minute,
so
and then
weird.
it went
Pellet gun
away.
and shoot
And
out
it
of
was-
the
You
air.
have a little pellet
Then
gun
it went home.
sitting on the back porch ready.
Yes.
Man, this new neighborhood you moved into is whack-a-doodle.
Total
What kind of weird passive aggressive move is that?
Isn't that weird?
They're just
I know,
like in
but-
the old days, like they come over with a plate of cookies. Hey, welcome to the neighborhood. Now I'm going to sit in a drone 5 feet from your face
Right,
to scope
right.
you out in the privacy of your backyard.
Or at least they could have delivered drone cookies, right? Like if they don't want to be personal, it's at least it's like, all right, scope the place out, but also drop off a little 6-pack of cookies,
Right.
Yeah, if you
Man.
want to meet the neighbor, keep a net by, stand by, or train Cohen. Like you and Cohen need like silent signals. So like when the drone comes, you distract him by, gesturing wildly at the drone. And then Cohen comes up behind him with like a big net and like scoops it up. And then you say, hey, if you want your drone back, come and introduce yourself like a normal human being. Don't come spy on me with robots.
I'm thinking pellet gun, man. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know if this has ever been a dream of yours, Cameron, but this might be the chance to learn to lasso. You could lasso it. I think that's kind of interesting.
True story, real quick before we move forward. True story. I was volunteering at a kindergarten class the other day. 2 or 3 drones came and started to like come down and attack the children. I had to fight them off. Broke my hand. That's how it happened.
Cameron, you should get your own drone and follow the other drone, and then you could get in a sweet
Oh, that's
drone
right.
chase.
I do have a drone, but it was packed.
you do.
It was packed, but yeah.
Oh man, you should.
Cohen has like little toy small drones, so we could have a little fleet of drones go and
Yeah.
like bully the other drone.
I feel like
And do your own Olympic opening ceremonies.
Cohen could definitely, if you just put him on this project and said, "Hey, neutralize that drone the next time," he would have a very clear series of steps in his mind already
I think
ready.
so too.
Well, at my
I think
old
he's
house,
cute.
longtime podcast listeners know my rivalry was with the high school, middle school kids who would make out in the park across the street from my house.
right.
Over the years, I would, flicker my lights, shine the flashlights on, the whole thing. There was one night where I had one of those water balloon launchers and a couple of friends, and we went to my backyard and launched water balloons over my house into the city park to scare away the kids who were making out after hours. It was after the park was closed. Now I have a new rivalry. The guy with the drone. I can just
Right.
now he and I have issues.
Yeah.
I can water balloon launch the drone.
But you know what's gonna be funny? He's gonna come over and play it cool, but you'll know he's the drone guy.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Yeah, I mean, y'all are
what-
assuming it's a dude. What if it's not?
Well, I don't even know how to handle that. You're right. That was reverse discrimination. I just assumed, well, this is a dumb thing. A guy definitely did this.
This is dumb. This is dumb and creepy. Probably.
I'm just thinking, what if there's a really tech savvy grandma?
Really, you think a lot of grandparents are that tech savvy?
I don't know. I've never been to Orlando and neighborhood wise. I don't know. Maybe. I'm just saying it could be a woman.
Yeah,
Cameron.
Your sweet grandmother delivering you your breakfast sandwich via drone.
That's right.
All right, well, that'll do it for In Case You Missed It. Stay tuned. Up next, Slices. You're listening to The Radio Department. The song is Your True Name. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard Younger with no E, just Younger with the song Remember. What's special about that song, Chandler?
It's a sample of a Michael McDonald. Old
Just
Michael
kinda
McDonald. My
sped
favorite
up.
song of all time. I
There you go.
keep forgetting.
Well, this week's episode is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a landing page, a beautiful gallery, a professional blog, or an online store, it's all included with your Squarespace website. Building a site with Squarespace is simple, intuitive, and easy. You can add and arrange your content and features with a click of a mouse. You also get a free custom domain if you sign up for Squarespace for a year. They have beautiful templates, best-in-class online stores, and customizable settings, all without a single plugin. Their commerce tools are powerful. They do the invoicing, and they have all the whole experience is great.
The whole to-do.
The whole to-do. And Squarespace's customer support is unparalleled. Right now, Squarespace is offering Relevant Podcast listeners a special deal. You can start your free trial today at squarespace.com and then enter offer code RELEVANT to get 10% off your first purchase. That's a great deal. Squarespace, set your website apart. Okay, it's time for Slices. What do you have, Jesse?
All right. Well, kids these days, you can't trust what they're doing. You can't trust what they're getting into on the internet. They're taking all these challenges and they're
Listening
getting
to the Beatles.
Yeah, listening to that rock and roll music with that Elvis with his gyrating hips. They're out there not going to youth group, hanging out in their Letterman jackets. No. So there's some of those challenges that you see on YouTube and online, like the Tide Pod challenge, where they're really dangerous and stupid. Where
Super into that.
Yeah, where kids were eating Tide laundry detergent pods to get YouTube views. Well, there's a new challenge going around, and it's gone viral, and it's on YouTube. And this is one I fully support and endorse, and will probably take part in. It's called either the IKEA challenge or the 24-hour fort challenge. And how it got raised to national attention is in the UK, an 11-year-old kid went missing. His parents were freaking out, obviously, and police were looking for him. He emerged the next day, 24 hours later, from a local IKEA where he had built a fort and stayed overnight undetected. It turns out his parents found out that he learned about doing this after watching YouTube videos where there is like a whole culture of kids that will film themselves sleeping in an IKEA undetected overnight. I think that, I
think that's awesome.
Oh, it's totally awesome. It's totally harmless. And guess who the fun police, in this case, they're the actual police, are now getting involved. As is often the case, they are actually police officers. They released a statement to many young. This is an actual statement from the police. To many young people, this internet craze may seem like a bit of fun that is impressive on social media. However, the risk and harm that could be caused are by no means humorous and could be catastrophic. What catastrophic thing is going to happen by staying in IKEA overnight? Like, exactly. You're going to gorge yourself on meatballs. This is harmless fun. IKEA should be embracing this. They should be doing like sleepovers or something. They should be encouraging this. This is getting their, this is showing how fun their furniture is. Don't ruin everybody's fun. I think it's hilarious and it's harmless. I don't think I can legally or technically endorse it, and go against what the police say.
Jesse, this is no different than we brought the thing a couple years ago, that couple that was living in the attic of the Walmart for like years. They were going down in the nights and they were getting the food, the furniture. They had TV hooked up there.
That's even more impressive. But, because this is just one night. This is no big deal. What you're talking about, Cameron, it's actually people who had carved, somehow undetected, had crawled into like the ceilings or like a nook of the warehouse of a Walmart and were just living there, just rent free in a little room. I think it's fantastic. A couple of years.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
I mean, look, it's not costing Walmart anything. It's not costing IKEA anything. Eddie, do you think you could make it undetected in IKEA all night? I am certain that I could. Absolutely certain.
I could easily. Yeah, no problem. For a night,
really?
I don't know if I could build a little life there, but I could easily go.
There's a grocery store.
Is there not like sensors in the house?
Yeah, but haven't you seen that movie with what's her name with Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Yeah,
that's my life.
Eddie is just dancing through the lasers. He just gets baby powder out, throws it up in the air, and dances his way to the meatballs, and then dances his way back.
I put on my old wrestling outfit so that I put on my wrestling outfit so I stay streamlined, and I just make my way through it.
Slides into his black leotard. And just rhythmically flexes his way through the laser field.
But even if they did have motion detectors, I still think you could stay low to the ground enough and get through the little side walls that you would have no problem staying undetected.
It's that last hour where they're cleaning up and everybody's like, all the employees are leaving and they're getting everything. That's when you got to be shifty. After that, you're probably right. If there's no sensors, you're money till the morning.
I think that's the easiest part. I think you just hide. I think that's the part where you're just straight up hiding underneath a bed for an hour.
Yeah. I'm curious of.
Those IKEA beds are pretty low though. Those platform beds.
Yeah, usually they have storage under there too.
Yeah,
so
that's why the kids on YouTube show you how to make like a fort out of like undetected. Like you're looking in like the bunk bed section.
But the IKEA police can now know the secrets, and they just look for that type of figure.
Yeah. Well, that makes it all the more fun. Like it's a little cat and mouse game. I wanted to see, one night is not impressive to me at all. Living in a Walmart is very impressive. And I applaud those people and I tip my hat to them. I think they were also cooking meth back there. I don't approve of that.
No, they were.
It's assumed that they were.
Well, that was the problem. They were cooking meth upstairs.
So obviously I don't approve that aspect of it.
That was the problem. I like that, Cameron. You're like, here was the problem. They were cooking meth. Not that they were stealing from Walmart.
Not that they were breaking and entering every single night, multiple times.
Well, it's kind of. Could this be a cure for homelessness? You just open up the Walmarts and the IKEAs overnight.
I know that the answer is a strong no, but I don't know why fully.
Right. Thank you. Here's the logic. What are they saying? Church buildings, these massive church buildings, the most unused real estate 6 days a week.
Okay, now that I can get behind.
Okay, but I'm saying it's the same logic about the overnights with the IKEAs. You've got all these furnished places for people to rest. Why can't we just invite people in who need a place to stay.
I still know how wrong you are without being able to prove it, which makes me feel like I don't understand.
Cameron, here's an idea that like I feel like since the Nickelback challenge, we've been like up in the ante on this thing every year.
Oh,
you
the
know?
Nickelback
and
challenge.
I've had to do nothing illegal. And I'm just throwing this out there. I don't want to
do nothing
this.
illegal.
I don't want to do this, and I don't plan on doing it. But I'm just saying, if someone were to do this challenge, I would find it amusing. What they would have to do is they would have to
Jesse
go.
wants to do it. He wants to do it. You don't lead with sentences like that. I don't want to do this, everybody.
Don't make me raise money for charity.
I'm just saying, if someone were to do this, and I would follow this on social media. So what they would have to do, and I think they could become a viral sensation, is enter in. They would have to turn the geolocating off on their phone, right? Like, so when they're making updates from social media, it doesn't show their location. That'd be critical. Like, make sure it's not in the metadata or whatever. They post a picture of themselves or whatever, FaceTime or, do an Insta story, however they want to do it. And of walking into an IKEA, and they document how many days they can make it without leaving the IKEA. I would say,
we've got the guy for this. Daz will do it.
Well, we can't make him do something illegal.
Well, he has to. It's his job.
Is it illegal?
You can't.
Yes,
is
it's
it a
trespassing.
crime?
Yes, it's trespassing.
If it's
Unless we get the okay from IKEA.
No,
but then
there's
no adventure in that.
That's true.
One night.
But okay. No, well, I'm not saying one night. I'm saying as long as they can. I would say under a week. If you were to ask me, I think a determined adult with some savvy could easily make it over a week in an IKEA undetected if they really put their mind to it.
I like it. Okay. What do you have, Amy?
I got a lot of junk on Twitter about making jokes about the IKEA founder dying.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I don't normally bring my own Twitter stuff, but there was a lot of pushback on that.
I was disturbed.
What'd you say? What was your joke, Eddie?
I don't want to reread my own tweets.
He said that they carried him in a coffin and he put the dots over the O and stuff like that.
His funeral. Okay, now I'll do it because it is pretty funny.
Yeah.
The funeral will be held in aisle 13, bin 4.
Yeah.
Like he did it the day the guy died.
That's the way it's funny.
Hours.
Yeah, I did one when the dad from Frasier died.
Yeah.
It was 30 seconds. I already knew my joke, and I
Which
tweeted,
was?
Oh my God.
It's not going to work if I say it out loud, but it was absolutely tasteless, even for me. I did. Yeah, I thought it was really funny, and then I broke my.
Do you
hand.
have one lined up for all of us when we pass?
Oh yeah,
I do.
Okay, good. Just checking.
All right. What do you have, Annie?
Okay, well, listen, after I took a little bit of heat on the internet this week from the ladies about Galentine's Day.
Yeah, Jen Hatmaker and Annie F. Downs got all the heat this week.
Lightning rods.
Yeah.
Saying what's true, even if you don't agree with it. So today I thought I would bring, since it's Valentine's week, I thought I would bring a really sweet romantic story because I like it and it also is funny. So there's a guy named Ron Kramer. In 1979, he met his wife the month before. Huh?
Just saying Ron. I'm sorry.
We just like saying Ron.
The month before Valentine's Day, he meets his wife.
Well.
And they fall in love. And she says she wants chocolates for Valentine's Day, which is very typical, as you all know. So he goes and buys these specific chocolates from buffets. I don't know. I would guess buffets, but yeah. Okay.
You said that with confidence. You have no idea.
Buffets isn't a word.
Yeah.
Just Jimmy.
But if you eat at a buffet, it's spelled the exact same way.
We've really unlocked a real time-space continuum here. Might be worth just moving forward.
So either way, he got a box of chocolates, and the people in 1979 told him, if you will bring this back next year, we will refill it for free. And for 39 years, he has given her chocolate in the same box. He just keeps taking the box back.
Genius. No way.
Yeah.
Isn't that brilliant? Yes, he just keeps taking, and it's really sweet because now she has dementia and doesn't remember very much, but she remembers the box of chocolates every year. But it is, the picture of it, the box is literally the exact same box from 1979. And I think that's so sweet and hilarious because what else are you going to take back to the store for 40 years and they're just going to replenish it? That is Chick-fil-A, as Christian as they are, will not do that. You cannot just keep taking your cups back and getting refilled.
I love it because everyone's making this guy out to be like this true romantic who's been doing this gesture for 4 decades. When in reality, he's the laziest and smartest dude ever.
Cheapest too.
Cheap, yeah.
He's cheap, and he's like he doesn't have a pressure that a lot of other husbands do. Like, oh, what am I going to get her for Valentine's this year? He's like, I wonder if they'll take this box back again. It's been 37 years. I wonder if I can get a couple more years out of this thing. It's the perfect thing because, like I said, it takes so much pressure off of him, and everyone thinks he's like this great dude. Well, really, he's probably a worse dude than a lot of other people who get their
He's just
lives
super
new
lazy and
presents every
cheap. He's thoughtless. He doesn't even. He just has this empty box, and he's like, "I'll get chocolate again."
No. At 40 years, it's sweet. I'm with you that at like year 9,
Yeah.
I got you. Year 9, year 20.
Year 2. I mean, it's like he went through a lot of years of being inconsiderate.
Yeah.
Before
Yes,
all of a
in
sudden, then
order
it
to set up-
transitioned to like,
Yep.
oh, this is a thing.
I'm impressed at how
Yep.
well the box is made that it lasted for 40
That's some
years.
good box manufacturing right there.
That's
Yeah,
the Buffett
that's right.
company for you.
Warren,
Yeah.
he loves. He makes
They are
a
so
quality
good.
box.
It's an unbelievable
Jimmy
box.
makes a great box.
Yeah, that's right. That's good. All right, what do you have, Eddie?
You totally redeemed yourself, Annie.
Oh, from the Galentines? Sheesh, I hope so.
What was the deal
Still
with
not
the
celebrating.
Galentines?
Yeah,
pushback.
real quick, clear the air here, Annie.
Oh, I mean, I just got a lot of pushback that, for starters, apparently Galentine's Day is February 13th. Apparently, it's a very enjoyable holiday that has literally nothing to do with your singleness, except that you are single. And it is apparently a great time. And the women wanted me to know that I had misstepped about Galentine's Day.
Can I share with the audience what you shared with me privately about your feelings about this?
That I broke my hand?
No. Okay. No, that was just hurtful, and I'm going to move forward with my slice. Cameron, do your thing.
No, keep going with your joke. Go ahead.
No, it's just how angry you were at everybody that responded, and how you don't even respect them, and how they're wrong, and how they can shut their mouths.
I think everyone knows me well enough to know that I responded with anger.
You don't even want them to buy your books anymore. That's what you said.
Yeah, buy 99 Days to Brave and watch your whole life fall apart.
What do you have, Eddie?
Well, I've wanted to talk about this for a while, so I'm kind of shoehorning a slice into something I've been just thinking about, and I would be curious
why
what
you
think.
shouldn't punch floors.
Be quiet. Okay, so Travis McGinn, a young man, had a really weird job at Facebook, and he has since left the job. But here's what he was hired for. So he had started doing like analytics and stuff at Google, and he interviewed with Facebook about getting it was sort of a nondescript marketing research job. And he finally gets into the marketing research job, and it turns out that he was given a monstrous budget. He didn't give a number, but he was offered a huge budget and a huge amount of money to do research on the public perception of Mark Zuckerberg and Sheryl Sandberg. Right? So his entire job was to do research and studies and cue social media all around the world to basically see how people felt about Mark Zuckerberg and Sheryl Sandberg. And they said that they would have basically emergency moments where they would know Mark is about to Facebook Live something from a birthday party. We want to judge reaction around the planet. And they would have within Facebook, go teams that would be judging reaction from all around the world to see how it is that they're perceiving Mark. And is this helpful, and what can they change for the next time? And there's this whole long article that gets into it. And so that's basically the slice. He ended up leaving the company, and the whole story is essentially pointing to the fact that the point that they're trying to make is that there is nothing natural or real that we see on Facebook. It is all this fully curated environment that feels like an organic thing that your friends are posting, but really you're being played. And I've been thinking about this a lot, and I'm curious how you all, because everybody here is wise, and also Chandler, you can speak into it as well. But there's Chandler Byrne.
Chandler Byrne.
Happy birthday to me. That was my gift to myself. But
No, I think you're wearing your gift to yourself on your right hand, buddy.
Yeah.
That in the spray tan. That's right. But so sometimes I hear my grandfather, or I heard my grandfather, he's not alive anymore. Thanks for bringing it up. Yeah. But he would talk about how there was one guy on his boat in World War II that stopped smoking because they heard it was dangerous, and that they all kind of knew there was something wrong with this, but they didn't really know, and it didn't come out till years later. And this might be a poor comparison, but sometimes I feel that way about Facebook. Are we all being super played here, and we don't know it because it just feels fine, but really we're all going to get lung cancer is what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
But it's interesting.
But generally, is this beast that's just right in front of us that we're interacting with, and we don't even really know it? Because more and more of these stories come out, and you realize it's all completely I don't know. It's not that it's not real, but it's all
curated.
It's all being curated for you. It's all an algorithm. They know what you're going to see. They know how you're perceiving even the most minute detail. Like, how are you perceiving their, Mark Zuckerberg? I was just curious, do you guys feel this way, or am I just being crazy and moving in conspiracy theory world?
I think that'll be the death of social media, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think
Tell me
people,
more.
well, no, just I mean, I even see on Instagram people posting, posts of like, make Instagram chronological again. It's just like what people loved about it was like say, go back to Instagram or Twitter when it was like a chronological feed. It was fairly unfiltered. It was just the people. It
was like an RSS feed.
Now I'm seeing like Instagram posts from yesterday before I see posts from 10 minutes ago, and like or vice versa. And it's like, wait, this is not organic anymore. This is cultivated, curated. It's adjusted,
and poorly done.
Yeah, poorly done.
It's
like,
like,
I think that's going to lose. People are going to lose their taste for it. I personally, I haven't. People go on like social media fast and stuff like that. I haven't made any stand or decision about it. I have just realized that over the last few months, I haven't posted or gone on social media very much. And I mean,
which is saying a lot for you because you used to do that a lot.
I used to do that a lot. And now I'm just like, I'm not like hiding anything. It's just like, I haven't been, I think I posted something on New Year's on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was the last time I don't know.
Yeah, I do not hang out in Facebook. That is not where you're going to catch me for that exact reason. Cause it just doesn't feel real and it feels angry. And so I'm like, no. I'll hang out with my people on Twitter and Instagram.
It feels angry?
Yeah, Facebook just always feels angry to me. Like people have strong opinions and get out of here.
Well, the other thing too that I think is kind of the concerning and kind of ironic part about the story is like the whole job of Facebook is like they try to foster community. It's a place for friends, right? That was their slogan for a while, like a place where you can go and have conversations and connect with people. But like it shows that like at the very top that one of the anecdotes from the story was literally Mark Zuckerberg had a barbecue and was live streaming it, right? But they had this guy try to determine, well, do people like this? Do they think it's cool? Like they've lost so much touch, or it suggests that they've lost so much touch with how people actually interact that that they can't even make like a barbecue seem like a natural thing. How are they supposed to be the ones that figure out how to foster relationships digitally if they have a tough time getting them like in person to translate? Like I was listening to this podcast the other day and they're like it was a comedian was on and he was talking about how he ended up going to this other kind of relatively well-known celebrity's house who had done a movie with Tom Cruise, and they invited Tom Cruise to come to the Super Bowl party not thinking he would come. He accepted the invitation and he came, and Tom Cruise is like in a weird elite level of famous people, and he's been there and kind of like isolated. And they said he showed up to the party with an unopened, like what was clearly a brand new football, and was walking around the Super Bowl party, like tossing the football at people and was acting like a human. How like someone who doesn't interact with normal people on a regular basis thinks that a normal person should act at a Super Bowl party.
It's like straight up from the room.
That's so funny.
And it's like to a degree, that's where Mark Zuckerberg and Mark Zuckerberg exists in his own isolated reality. I mean, good for he's one of those richest, powerful people on the planet. Like he doesn't just go. He's not the type of person that just goes to the coffee shop and just kind of shoots the breeze with people. But yet he's creating a product that the whole thing is supposed to foster these natural interactions digitally. And I think that's part of why it's losing touch, is because the people at the top have lost touch with what normal social interactions even are supposed to look like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a weird experience in the Austin airport this week when we landed. Eddie, this is kind of along those same lines, because when we were waiting on our baggage, my phone was in my purse because I was listening to a podcast. So I wasn't holding it. And when I looked across the conveyor belt, everyone's head was down and their face was glowing and they were looking at their phones, right? I was no better off because I was listening to my phone. It just wasn't in my hand. And I thought, oh man, what has culture done to us that that is what it looks like when we're all standing somewhere, is everyone is just looking down.
Yeah. But isn't that
It's
weird about like
crazy.
sometimes traveling internationally? Like I've been places where that's just not the culture and it feels jarring in the opposite way. It's like, oh, look at us. We're all just standing in a line right now. I guess we're just bored. What is this feeling?
Yeah,
oh, it's just normal.
Is that?
I literally have had this conversation with my kid, like in the back seat, hey, Dad, can I have your phone? And I'm like, nope. And he'll go, I mean, like,
Yeah.
Now he knows. Like, don't even bother asking.
Right.
Because like, I had to tell him about it 9 months ago. Kids are supposed to be bored in the car.
Yeah.
Like, look out
Yeah.
the window and think about the clouds in the sky, and that's when your imagination is
That's what
formed.
makes you want to drive and leave the house someday. Like, you
Right.
got to just be bored for 8
And
years.
I always tell mine the same thing. No, because I'm using it right now, and I know I'm driving, but I had never made it to this level before, and I'm going to get through.
Yeah.
I can watch the road and do this game. To just everyone be quiet, please. I need to concentrate. I'm doing 2 things at once.
I just get nervous a bit about the larger piece of it. And it is not just like a technology addiction, but it is the really like the amount of control that I feel
Yeah.
like they're having over my dopamine, over my reality, and I realize I have a choice to disengage from this, but at the same time, like, you kind of do, but also you kind of don't, because
I don't.
what are you going to do? People use Messenger like a phone. I don't remember the last time I got a phone call. It's all different, all the different messengers. It's, how are we going to talk about a podcast? How are we going to talk about a thing you wrote? Like, this is just the world that basically all of us live in. And there's something just increasingly creepy to me when I hear about stories like this guy's job, where I'm like, I think someday we're going to be on the other side of this and realize we were being played like this is way more dangerous. Or maybe I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid of it's dangerous and it's actually just an app.
But does it also make you think that maybe it's not as like intentionally nefarious, that like the people that organize these algorithms and try to determine how user interface design affects how we communicate with each other, that to a degree, like, they are just as clueless as everyone else. Like, they don't have some sinister motive. They want to create a product that's going to keep people engaged and using them so they can sell more ads. And the results might be nefarious, but they didn't set out to do something evil. I mean,
Yeah,
I think
they're just marketing.
Yeah. I think when I hear stories
Yeah,
like this,
I
like,
think
well,
you're right,
maybe
Jesse.
they just aren't as. They aren't these evil geniuses. They're just, they're as clueless as like a lot of us are. We don't know the effects of this stuff,
No, I don't think it's evil genius. I think there is a single factor, and that is get us to engage with advertising, with the money-making piece of this.
Yeah, exactly.
So if we perceive Mark Zuckerberg in a positive light, we perceive Facebook in a positive light, we are more apt to go, we are more apt to see advertisements like this.
And the thing of like, well, if people don't like how they change the algorithm or it starts to feel wrong, we don't go as much. Guess what? It's going to change because they want us to feel good and come back and see the ads.
And we've been played by that way before apps.
Yeah.
I mean, there's billboards and advertisements, and there's always been an advertising component to trying to get humans to interact. So we're never going to be able to outpace that. I just think this is a really good one. There's different than just the perfect Volkswagen ad in Life magazine. It's different than that. It's much more. It's just more tailored. It's just strange. It's strange. I feel like I'm being played. I know I am, but whatever. Hit me up on Facebook if you want to talk about it more.
All right, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Social Club Misfits joins us.
Wow. Hit from underground to a sold out crowd. The fans could never say that we're selling out. Never compromise or take the safest route. You can't duplicate the sound, I gotta figure out. Still making hits on GarageBand. They said I wouldn't last with this God thing. Yeah, I guess that's what happens when you see me on stage, homie. That's not practice, dog. Running circles round him in my sleep. Your bars out here looking kinda weak right now. Man, it ain't my fault, don't look at me. But I'ma have to ask your boys to leave right now. One of a kind, oh yeah. One of a kind, what do you like, oh yeah.
You're listening to our next guest, Social Club Misfits. The song is The One of a Kind One. Social Club Misfits is a hip-hop duo from Miami, comprised of rappers Fern and Marty. They combine Latin influences with trap beats and lyrics that explore faith and their own personal stories. They just dropped their brand new album. It's called Into the Night.
They release music efficiently, don't they?
Yeah, the last one came out about 10 months ago, a year ago.
They're like on it.
Well, they're kind of riding a wave right now. They're on the upswing a lot, and they're like hit it while it's hot, and they're coming out with a new album.
Well, yeah, but that's harder said than done. It's not just like, hey, we want to release an album. It's like, hey, we're able to continue to make great music.
Yeah,
and they toured the other one extensively.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the thing. They kind of their fan base swelled a lot after that last album. So they're striking while it's hot. Good for them.
Good on them.
We recently sat down with Fern and Marty to talk about the songs that have shaped them as people and influenced them as artists. Here is Social Club Misfits discussing the songs that changed their lives.
I remember being a senior in high school and being at my boy Chad's house, and we're listening to Notorious B.I.G. and Juicy and just kind of hearing what sampling was starting to sound like. Yeah. It was like the beginning of sampling and stuff, and hearing a song being done over. It kind of just started something new in my mind. I was like, wow, you could get these classics and kind of revamp them and kind of rap on them, and it's almost like you get to do the song that was done years ago that you thought was cool, and now you get to be on it. But I remember a song like Juicy, Juicy, It Was All a Dream by Notorious B.I.G. Stuff like that would start to shape things that I was looking at in music, and just them being so great and being so young at the time. I was like, wow, this is something I possibly might want to do, but I didn't even know it at the time. Just subconscious thinking that was being in my brain. And me looking back in hindsight, I'm like, that's what was happening.
Eat sardines for dinner. Peace to Ron G, Brucey B, Kid Capri, Funk Master Flex, Love Bug, Star Ski. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call a crib, same number, same hood. It's all good. And if you don't know, now you know.
One of the first CDs that I ever got as a new Christian, I had to be 18, and it was, at the time, it was an older CD, but it was a band by the name of Earthsuit. I think they're Math now. And I remember Earthsuit, that song, I think it's called White Horse. It really jumped out on me because I think at the time, the music that people, we had one Christian bookstore where I lived in Miami, and that one bookstore had they had a poster on the wall, and the poster said, if you like Eminem, you'll like this artist, or if you like Dr. Dre. And I remember I'm 17, 18. I just started going to church, and I'm like, this is weird. And I'm like, I don't understand this. Why are they being replaced? And so I remember my buddy was like, you might like this. They're very creative, and they're just a fun band. And it's almost like I've never heard music like that before, because it was a mix of electronic with rock, and it was something very, very different, which now they're Mute Math, and I love Mute Math, and I just feel like they were just so creative at the time, and it's so different than what I guess the stereotype of what a Christian artist would sound like.
Cameron, you know what I'm saying? He was a New York City rapper out of Harlem. Definitely, I remember, the Dipset, they totally took a culture by storm, where they brought culture to a generation and kind of just freaked everybody out. They were fashion icons. Their music was sampling all these soul records. They were sounding so cool. To me, he almost reinvented the English language. He would say stuff that people would think it was just so minimalistic, and when you really listen to it, you're like, yo, this guy's trend-setting vocabulary right now. And then that was really intriguing to me. And as well as their production choice was one of the main things that really made me want to start, taking it serious on a professional level.
Now that I got a girl, my ex wanna holler and spit. Told me to acknowledge her quick. She like, Cam, stop fronting on that Dave Hosted tip. Come over, let's smile and sip. I'm like, mama is sick. I promise you thick. Usually I have a problem with chicks. They all say I'm rotten.
Just even hearing songs like Deep Cover, or even for me, listening to Nas and listening to New York State of Mind, or listening to The World Is Yours, there's something special, because there's no blueprint to what they did. Yeah. They got in the studio and they made music that was true to themselves.
Cruising down A Street, off-white Lexus, driving so slow, but BK is from Texas. Me, I'm out that Bed-Stuy, home of that boy Biggie. Now I live on Billboard, and I brought my boys with me. Say what up to Tata, still sipping my top, sitting courtside, Knicks and Nets give me high five. I be spiked out, I could trip a referee. Tell by my attitude that I most definitely from.
Obviously, whenever I ask an artist this, I know it's always hard. It's like picking which, kid you love best. But is there one song on Into the Night, like if you were to say like that you wanted people to hear first to kind of give a taste of what the album is about, what song would it be and why?
I think that for me personally, I think that really embodies who we are is the song Say Goodbye, because it has, we're having fun, which is what we love to do with Social Club. Love to have fun. We love to have a message, which is in there. But we also like to kind of make fun of ourselves. And I just feel like that song really embodies who we are. When people hear Say Goodbye, I say a line, hey, you're supposed to be a Christian. But the line before that was just, pile driving somebody. But at the same time, I'm like, I am, so mind your business. Like, do your own, don't worry about me. I just think that if someone heard us, they'd be like, wow, the intro and Say Goodbye, those are two good examples of what you're going to hear for the new album.
Dang, I heard you talking crazy on the group text. I guess every crew needs a Judas. I want to keep the peace like a Buddhist, but if you cross the line, I'll put you into a suplex. Hey, you're supposed to be a Christian. I am, so mind your business. Yeah, I'm trying to be the best me, so if you see me racing home, it's because I got someone to see.
That was Social Club Misfits. I'm surprised that their fifth one wasn't Matt Carney.
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
I can feel the cold air when the night comes. Heaven's only wish for. I can feel the cold air when the night comes. Heaven's only wish for.
You're listening to More. It's one word with no E's. So it's more. Like Mordor. Nerds. The song is Heaven's Only Wishful. Oh, that's sad. I don't believe that. Well, this week's show is brought to you by Quip.
I'm ready to talk about this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm dying to hear.
When it comes to your health, brushing your teeth is one of the most important parts of your day. That's why Quip has combined dentistry and design to make a new electric toothbrush that packs just the right amount of vibrations into a slimmer design at a fraction of the cost of traditional electric brushes. I use a Quip.
Yep.
I use it every day.
Yes.
Love it. It is way more subtle. It's well designed. It looks like Tesla made it.
This is what I want to talk about because you were kind enough. You gave me a Quip 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Here is the game changer.
Is this a Quip tip?
It is just it's like a toothbrush head, like a normal old school toothbrush head, except it moves, which I like because it's not like everything's rotating and it gets all gummed up and weird. It's like clean, but here's the real
micro vibrations.
Micro vibrations. Yeah. Here's the real magic part of it.
Yeah.
It is this beautifully slim thing, and it has a little suction cup, and it goes on the mirror. So it's away from all of the hand splashing and the grossness of the bathroom. It is just not, because normally
How high on the mirror do you have it, Eddie?
15 feet. It is. You got to get on a ladder. You got to walk through one of those barriers like on E.T. where they got to stay out of the way of Elliot because he's going to get everybody sick. You got to get through that. Then you can reach the toothbrush and bring it down.
For people not from the 80s, we instead of E.T., we can say Scandal, because in Scandal, there's a room they walk into like that, just to be clear.
Or Dexter.
There you go.
It's phenomenal and really well designed and works really well on them.
And Quip's subscription plan refreshes your brush on a dentist recommended schedule every 3 months. Get a new one for just $5, including free shipping worldwide.
Because here's the thing about that.
Yeah.
You think, because I love this idea, because you think, okay, I literally
looked at my brush going, when was the last time I changed my brush?
Right. And you're oh, this is the year. This is the year I'm going to change it every 3 months. And you're like, I got this, the head of this toothbrush when I was with my roommate in college. So this thing is old.
Well, that's why Quip was named one of Time Magazine's best inventions of the year. Find out for yourself. Quip starts at just $25, and if you go to getquip.com/relevant right now, you'll get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush. That's your first refill pack free at getquip.com/relevant. That's spelled GETQUIP.com/relevant. Amena Brown is a speaker who actually just spoke at this past weekend's IF gathering. She's a spoken word poet and the author of the new book, How to Fix a Broken Record. The book explores how God can use brokenness, insecurities, and personal tragedies to actually help Christians grow closer to Him and find their callings. Here's part of our conversation with Amena Brown.
the title is so interesting. Tell me a little bit about the idea of incorporating the imagery of a broken record, because it's something that I feel like even people, even kids in the digital era of music understand the concept of what a broken record sound and looks like. Why did you want to pull that imagery into the title?
Well, full confession, am married to a DJ, so there's just, there's vinyl all around here all the time anyway. And in general, I'm just a big music lover myself and have really loved returning to listening to vinyl and just the different way you interact with the music when you're listening to it on vinyl versus being able to like access music on my phone, or, I still have an old car, so I still listen to CDs in my car. So I really love the medium of the record. And I thought it was an interesting time to be able to write a book using some of that metaphor, because we are sort of watching this swirl of all of it. We're watching, obviously, that we're all able to access music from our phones at any time, but we're watching this resurgence of vinyl. And I just thought that was a really interesting metaphor to want to explore. There's this element of listening to records that's very different from any other way you listen to music, that the needle can get stuck, get dusty and start making that skipping noise, and thinking about what is that noise also in our lives. What are those sounds and messages and words that kind of keep us stuck too,
Well, kind of digging into that metaphor a little, what causes people who may otherwise be, well adjusted and feel like they're spiritually healthy to become, like the metaphor, like broken in some way, disconnected from that kind of spiritual health that they once had? I think, to be honest, even when we feel like we're super well adjusted, we all have broken records in some area, in some way. We're all having the experience of, even when things are going really well, that we are always aware of our brokenness. And I think a part of what was really cool for me writing this book, and now that the book is out, sharing this with the reader, is that that's a part of the humanity we all share. That no matter, if we think about all the things that make us different, we think about all the ways that we're not similar, all the things that we could say, even maybe in opposition, we may be in opposition to each other in certain areas. That's one thing we can say is true about all of us, that we all can look at our lives and say there's something broken there. And I think that is a part of what can help us to better connect to each other. Kind of on the other side of that coin, this, because the brokenness is obviously like a common thing among humanity. Everyone has flaws and things that, they're insecure about or feel ashamed of. But part of the challenge, I feel like, for Christians too, that can magnify that sometimes, is like this misconception about the nature of God. And we have a tendency to make him almost like more judgmental than maybe he really is. Can you tell me a little bit about how misconceptions about God plays into this sense of brokenness? I think when I was sitting down to think about, what are the areas of my life where I have broken records, and I definitely think my perception of God is one of those areas. And sometimes my perception of God is wrong because of the ways that human beings have acted in the name of God. Sometimes my perception of God is wrong or broken because of broken relationships I've experienced, whether those were family or romantic relationships or whatever, whatever those things are, how they enter my life. I still come away from that experience sometimes believing a thing about God that isn't true. So I do think a part of really the healing process is being able to get to know God for who God actually is, for who Jesus actually is, and not just taking sort of the press release, I guess, that we sometimes get from other people, or that we sometimes contrive ourselves of who we imagine God to be. Because I do think sometimes I equate God to this mean voice that's in my head all the time, that God is the one going, man, you messed up again. Wow, really? No, don't come talk to me. I don't have anything to say to you. No.
no, don't come talk to me until you fix that or until you get that together. But when I really learn more about the actual character of God, when I really learn more about the ways that Jesus loves, then I get a chance to stop that repeating of that broken record in my life, that even when I am broken, even when I'm so messed up, that I'm sure God doesn't want to talk to somebody like me, that God is actually like, I'm open. My arms are open all the time. I don't want you to fix yourself before you feel like you can come to me. But that does take some time, I think, for us to unlearn some of those, perceptions or really misperceptions that we have of God.
For someone that is dealing with that kind of a brokenness in their own life, maybe it's because of a past hurt, or maybe it's because of like a personal insecurity, or whatever has caused it. What is your suggestion for seeking healing, not because they feel like they have to necessarily be fixed to be loved by God, but because they know there's like a restorative power in God's healing, in fixing something that's broken? What's the best approach for that?
My first answer is therapy.
That's a good one. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
I'm like, you need sometimes you need a professional. You need to sit down with a therapist. And, for many people, depending on their upbringing or their faith context, that may sort of be a taboo idea for Christians to do that. And in some circles, obviously it's not, but I don't think it should be taboo. I think if, God can meet you in a church service or meet you in a conversation, God can also meet you in your therapist's office. And I know that having a counselor or a therapist has been a huge help for me spiritually, because sometimes I'm dealing with like my life being broken. I'm dealing with the places that my community might be broken, that the world might be broken. And that's hard for me to, factor in and try to process that. So, I mean, I'm laughing about it, but I'm also like, yeah, no, seriously, probably if you can, do that. And I think on a sort of individual practical level, maybe alongside therapy, or maybe if, you're going through something and you're like, well, I don't know if therapy is the right step for me. I think one thing I'm learning is, if you are in a place of pain, hurt, grief, if you're in a place where you're dealing with some of those things that whether that's therapy for you, whether it's journaling, whether it's having some people in your life that you can really be honest with, I think it's having to open that up in front of yourself, in front of God. And sometimes you have to sit with it a little bit. I think I have done myself the biggest disservice when I have experienced some of those feelings or things, and I try to sort of rush myself past that. Like, I just want to move on from it. And I think sometimes you have to sit in it enough to acknowledge, hey, this is where I am. This is the place where I am. And if I'm here, that means God is here with me, that God doesn't want me to walk through that by myself. But in order for me to grow or get healthy in this area, I have to acknowledge this is where I'm at. I feel like it sounds like such a simple thing, but it can really be a big step. And that can be so many things, like, and I wrote about this, somewhat in the book, but, sometimes that's you having to say out loud, man, I'm in love with that person. Like sometimes it's that, like, I need to admit I'm in love with that person, or I need to admit I'm in this job and I feel dissatisfied here. I need to admit that I'm going to church every Sunday, but I'm angry at God. I think it's having to start where you are before you feel like you have to sort of move on to what we deem to be our super Christian way of being, and I think God can meet us in the place where we are honest.
That was
excuse me, I spoke at IF too, Cameron Strang.
Oh, I'm sorry. This was about Amena, but yeah, if we want to make it about
Did you hear Amena speak, Annie?
Yeah, we can pivot back.
Yes, you
if
know,
want.
we were on stage at the same time because I talked about my grandmother, and then I brought her up on stage, and we talked about how we were the two women on stage that were standing on the shoulders of these women who had mentored and discipled us well. And then she went next, right after me.
And was she upset about your Galentine's Day take as well?
No, she was down with it.
I've never been asked to speak at IF.
Cameron, that's where we became friends, bud.
That's right.
Oh, Cameron.
Right.
Cameron goes,
I didn't speak. I was just sitting on the back row.
Oh, Cameron's always at
in
IF.
disguise, in a Miss Doubtfire disguise.
Yeah, I thought I was making friends with an older woman, and it was Cameron.
I work at the magazine store.
British woman.
I stand on the shoulders of my grandmother.
Oh, yes. Galentine's Day is lame.
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine. And it's just everybody's like, yeah, that's Cameron.
That's a dude.
That's Cameron Strang, definitely.
I was like, weird.
anyhow.
I'll still be friends with him at school.
Anyhow, congratulations on the big invite, Annie. Sorry we didn't recognize you in the Amena segment.
I don't care.
Okay, stay tuned. Up next, your feedback.
Tell me where your love lies. Waste the day and spend the night underneath the sunrise. Show me where your love lies. Tell me where your love lies.
If you are still trying to measure up against the people around you, Jeannie Allen wants to invite you into a different experience. In her new book, Nothing to Prove, Allen writes about the fears we have when we compare ourselves to others and encourages us to find freedom from our self-applied pressures through the story of Jesus. When we move our goals towards knowing and loving Christ, we stop placing our worth in people around us and find satisfaction in the complete truth of the gospel. Allen advocates for a life marked by contentment and joy in which we stop worrying about how you compare and start discovering the plans God has for your life. Find out more and order your copy today at jeannieallen.com.
You're listening to Khalid. The song is Love Lies. Okay, so last week we introduced our new recurring segment, the Relevant Listener of the Week. Here's the deal. It went really long. We love the guest. We love the guest. It just went a little long. So Chandler's recalibrating.
Right. Just to reiterate, that's our fault, not theirs.
Yeah, that's right.
Sure, she was a treat.
Yeah.
But we're recalibrating, and we will come back with a new and improved Listener of the Week segment next week.
We're going to be intentional this time.
We're going to dial it in.
And really, we need to say again, it was not the guest.
No.
I feel like I don't want any shame heaped on her head.
It's not you, it's me. It's just I feel like I need to travel a little bit. It's just like there's a lot happening to me, and I just want to see other people. I just am not ready to be committed right now.
All right, so tune in next week for the Listener of the Week.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. It's been a long journey. Thanks. Your prayers are appreciated.
All right, it's time for your feedback.
I just broke up with our guest. Go.
Last week, we got talking about slogans for like everyday products, more accurate or honest taglines that the marketers should maybe be using for everyday products. You guys went over, you hit us up with your suggestions for more accurate slogans for products. You hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast, and you also posted on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com. Here are a few of our favorites.
I loved Madison Hurt. She said, LaCroix, we dare you to pronounce it. Which I liked. There were a couple of good LaCroix ones. I was grateful for that because I'm a fan.
It's LaCroix, right? That's how you say it, Annie? LaCroix?
Yeah. I said it incorrectly. Thank you.
Oh, happy to correct you there.
Thank you.
For Sunset Brand Prune Juice, this is from Steve on Twitter. Oh boy, we keep you regular. Sure, why not? That's the real reason anybody buys that. So. Captain Crunch, this is from Madison too. The natural palate exfoliator. It is true. They are it's like sandpaper on the roof of your mouth. Captain
It is
Crunch.
the worst. There's nothing you can do. There's no amount of soaking the cereal that'll make it not just scrape the mess out of the top of your mouth.
Yeah. It's a funny thing. So delicious, and it's worth the scrape.
It doesn't stop me. Yeah, I wish it slowed me down.
No, it speeds you up. You just got to push through.
Serious. I like Eric Odom said that futons, your friend needs a place to crash, but also needs a reason to leave.
Oh, I like it. That's good.
That is true.
Kmart, this is from Jordan. Kmart, yes, we're still open.
Well, some of them. It seems like when I read the business section, I feel like every about 6 months there's another announcement that Sears and Kmart's are closing another 800 stores. And I'm like, where are these stores?
What's left?
Yeah. They're just money laundering operations at this point, right? No one's going there. They make them like purposely like disheveled. Like you go there and it looks like every time I go to a Kmart, it looks like the week before a hurricane hits. You know what I mean? Like junk spread everywhere, pulled off the aisles, and I'm just like, just leave the Kathy Ireland collection on the floor this week.
Jordan Hogan, Best Buy, Amazon's showroom. Oh, like, that is really true. I'm like, that camera's great. Yeah. Okay, cool. Order.
I literally, I go into the Best Buy, I look at it, hold it, get on Amazon, check the reviews, and price compare.
Jordan also said IKEA, premarital counseling. Which is true. If you can make it through an entire IKEA, like
literally,
go ahead and get married.
Jordan also throwing shade at FedEx. Delivery time is relative.
yeah, that's right. Apparently,
I mean, did y'all see Timothy Rhodes too? He said Zaxby's opens on Sunday.
Oh, that is.
It's like that is the truth.
Right,
it's open Sunday.
Right, because you're like, I need chicken. I can't obviously go to Chick-fil-A because of
only days I crave Chick-fil-A are Sundays. Everybody says that, but it's true.
Yeah,
it's a weird thing.
Yeah, so I really. You want what you can't have, you know?
Would y'all pick waffle fries from Chick-fil-A or crinkle fries from Zaxby's?
Oh, waffle fries.
Yeah. I think
those crinkle fries, I don't even order them. I don't even let them put them on the plate.
What?
Yeah, I think they're terrible.
They have great seasoning on them. Cameron, Jesse, do y'all have thoughts on fries?
I've been to Zaxby's once in rural Georgia. Yeah, I don't. It was a plate of
Big ups to
tan,
Georgia,
and I
big
don't
ups to
recall
Georgia.
it. So
yeah, this is where Annie lives. This is like her life. She's in a bridal suite in Austin, Texas. She's in the middle of this debate.
I am constantly living the Zaxby's Chick-fil-A debate, you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, is Tom's toothpaste like a holistic toothpaste? Like,
I use it every day.
Yes, it's
okay.
It's
so
all
hence
natural.
the slogan, how plaster should taste, and probably how it should operate. You could probably fill nail holes with it.
Yeah, Tom's toothpaste is definitely just a sort of former plaster current toothpaste kind of situation.
Yeah, there you go. All right, well, there's a lot more that came from. You can check them out for yourself. Okay, it's time for this week's
editorial question of the week. Hey.
Well, we already told you the question of the week at the beginning of the show. Eddie has 2 months of having to tell a lot of strangers why he broke his hand and is wearing this big cast as a full-grown adult, and he can't tell them. Pop hit the floor out of frustration. So,
basically, yeah.
So we
because it wasn't even like, hey, were the kids yelling at you and the dogs throwing up? I was alone, man.
Just early in the morning, just so frustrated.
I was alone with my own psyche.
Because either way, someone spins it. Either you're ill-tempered or you have very brittle bones, and either is not a good thing.
Right.
So we need better stories for how Eddie broke his hand as a full-grown adult.
Yeah.
I just need a series of just quick
We're
lies.
just going to make you a list.
It's like on The Office, Ryan Howard had all the excuses of why he wouldn't go to lunch with Michael Scott, right? Bob. Like, get on your game, man. You know, like, just write them down. Keep them on your phone.
I know ice dancing has already been, it's already on the list.
Just quick
ice skating, ballet.
Yeah.
We understand
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Whoa. People could say ballet.
That's what
Now
I'd
they
say.
can't.
I would say ballet. Because
You broke your ballet hand.
People assume I do ballet.
It's your ballet hand.
Right.
Cameron, at first I thought you said valet hand, and I'd be like, well, that's a good excuse. He slammed his hand in a car door while making a slick valet move. You know, that's still more respectable. And the other thing too is, I think people just presume, Eddie, it's something cool because it is your punching hand. You know,
Right.
So it could have been any
What's
number.
not cool is that 2 of the fingers are permanently extended upward, but it's the uncool of the fingers. It's the
Right.
uncoolest.
Casting is not.
It's the
Not
pinky and the guy next to and the ring finger, but I still have middle pointer and thumb.
Like at a worship service, if I saw that hand extended,
wow.
I'd wonder what you were doing.
but like, let's say, Eddie, if like a comedic moment arose and you needed to poke someone in the eyes like Three Stooges style, you still could. It would just be with awkward fingers.
Yeah, and the one is 2 hands put together with foam around it, so it'd be more of like a punch in the eye. But
which, by the way, how messed up? Like, okay, the Three Stooges, good slapstick. How messed up was that 2-finger eye poke? Do you know how bad that would hurt?
It would be
that's not something. That's not
Three
something
Stooges.
if you're hanging out with your friends and one of them does something silly, that you get them back by gouging them in both eyes. Like, whoever thought that was comedy, that I've thought about that since then. Like, that is a horrible move to do someone. The old two-finger eye poke.
There are so many things like that, like old shows that you go back and you're like, why did we ever think that was a hilarious idea? Like, if you watch the old Dean Martin comedy roast, you're like, this guy is a racist, homophobic, terrible person. How were we culturally laughing at this?
Sammy Davis Jr. in both eyes at the same time. Who does that?
How are we into this? Why was hurting each other funny?
All right, so to tell us your excuse or explanation, I guess, of how Eddie broke his hand as a full-grown adult. Hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast or post your more elaborate explanations on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com.
Can't even tell you how much I deserve this and how little I like it. I really thought, is there a way I can just hide the whole hand today? Because it's just the scarlet letter of lack of self-control. That's what I'm wearing around.
Happy birthday, buddy.
What a dummy.
Well, no, we're going to come up with better explanations, so you won't have to tell people.
I am sorry that morning happened. That does make me sad.
Tell my child I'm a liar. Yeah. Well, here we go. Let's do it.
Hey, thanks to this episode's sponsors for making the show possible. Remember, with Squarespace, you can start your free trial today at squarespace.com and enter offer code RELEVANT to get 10% off your first purchase when you decide to sign up. Also, to Quip, if you go to getquip.com/relevant right now, you'll get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush. It's awesome.
Your teeth are your best friend.
Thanks also to our guests. You know, a lot of your health comes from your oral health. You know, people who don't take care of their mouth are sickly.
This is what I'm saying.
Your pinky is not your best friend.
You know what? Get her off. Get her out of here. This is a bridge too far.
Also, thanks to our guests, Social Club Misfits. You can follow them on Twitter at Social Club MSFTS, like Misfits without the vowels. You know, Social Club with the vowels, Misfits without it.
Like Maker.
Their album Into the Night is out now. Also, thank you to Amena Brown. You can follow her on Twitter at Amena B, B-E-E, and her book How to Fix a Broken Record is out now as well. Hey, the 15-year anniversary issue of Relevant is at the printer right now. We actually it's shipping right now. We just got the first copies here in the office the other day.
Oh, neat.
And so if you're a subscriber, you'll be seeing them in your mailbox soon. If you're not a subscriber, it's not too late to jump in now and get the 15-year anniversary issue. You can subscribe at relevantmagazine.com. There's some special deals going on. Jesse, where would you rank this upcoming issue in the pantheon of issues?
I mean, I got to say, far and away best issue ever. I mean, this one actually, I'm embarrassed for some of our other issues to have to be on a shelf next to this. That's how good this one is. Far and away. We did. Hey, Cameron, we did it again. Best issue ever.
That's always the goal. The next one is your best one.
But you know what's funny? I believe that he believes that, and I love that about him.
I do. I was just talking about this issue the other day. I'm like, I don't know. We did it again. I don't mean to pat ourselves on the back, but the bar's getting higher, and the pressure right now is almost unsustainable. That's how good this was. But, you know.
I mean, Jesse, the pressure is getting to him so badly in meetings, he'll just randomly pound his fist into the floor.
Or sometimes I just poke the whiteboard as hard as I can. You should see my hand looks like a crab claw right now. It's messed up. But I'm going through very, very painful physical therapy to get movement back in the fingers. Lord. But, you know, they got me doing touch typing for beginners, like back in.
Darn it if he doesn't have a beautiful glowy tan all the time.
I know. Yeah. He looks great.
He handles the pressure.
That's the thing. I want to project confidence, and nothing says confidence like 7 layers of spray tan. That looks like a man.
And a claw hand.
Yeah.
And a mangled claw hand from violently poking walls in frustration.
Mangled.
All right.
Good thing is I only have the cast for 2 months, so these jokes should probably die down.
We're only going to get 8 episodes out of these jokes. So.
That's right.
All right, and then we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Eddie Koffel.
Birthday boy.
Yeah. Chandler String.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Annie F. Downs.
We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you for listening to the Relevant Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Check out other shows from the Relevant Podcast Network in the podcast section at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, browse exclusive podcast merchandise at our online store. Make sure to subscribe to Relevant Magazine. Info is available at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
I realize it's my mistake. Now that you're gone forever, just for a moment when I wake, I think we're still together. Then I remember, now that you're gone forever.
We're trying to get them to come to our church to pass apples with their neck.